4 of the Upstate Racing League at Lake City RC Speedway Pro Late Model Series live tonight from the Irwindale Speedway. For round 4 of 16, the KR Construction 150. The field is on the grid. We are doubled up, and we are just moments away from the drop of the green flag here tonight for 150 laps, 75 miles before we make it to the end of this race. Cody Myers going to be starting on pole position alongside Michael Sweeney. The 57 and the 69, they make up the front row. Pace car is down. Evan Pasoko and PD Zeller in the broadcast booth, and we get set to get kicked off. 24 cars on the grid for this one, and we are getting set to go underway. At a quarter number 4, Myers going to be in control of this field. Green flag in the air. We're racing from Irwindale Speedway, and no separation on this drop. We're all 2 wide throughout the field. 3 wide down to the bottom of the 24 car.
They're 4 wide racing for 5th already. The high side's the dominant line here. They have shortened it to 3 wide. Is the 24 of Odo's trying to make things happen in the way low line. He's underneath that 05. He's going to wash up. They're 4 wide. Fuller thought about it, but thought better, as they are racing very hard early. You need to get up a lot of positions here, but 71 in that outside lane. 4 wide again. These guys will just not give up, but Odo finally gets loose and is going to lose quite a few positions, as they are racing very, very heavy in multiple different lines early in this one.
Oh, there we go. Contact 05, 51. There's going to be a checkup. 24 into the 33. They're bouncing off each other. Nobody goes around, and we stay green. Cody Myers enjoying the view from his back windshield because he has a clear shot of 7/10 back to second, where Dale O'Neill, the 116, still battling with that 69 of Michael Sweeney. You see, he goes all the way to the apron, 69 sideways, and that's going to allow that 116 to be able to get second position. You talk about the high side being the preferred lane around. These guys all over 69. That apron, and the 69 still sideways. He comes up, clips the 05. Nobody making friends out there. We continue to battle for third on back.
Gotta love this Irwindale Speedway, so many different grooves, and they're all just as fast. As the 69 finally finds a hole, but the 41's gonna look low. Meanwhile, Justin Brooks' fastest in warm-up is getting around the 05 on the outside.
No shadows.
Very unique track we have here at Irwindale. It's dominant. The outside line's the dominant line here at Irwindale. These drivers will try to make their late models go around that outside line, and they get a much better one off. You can make the inside line work, but the only way to make it work really is what we saw Brandon Odo do. You got to dive in there deep and wash up in front of the guy, and then he'll give you a little tap. It's a very dirty way to pass, but that's the way you make it happen here at Irwindale. As we start to see the racing calm down, everyone found their hole, no more of that crazy 4-wide stuff. And Brandon Odo still sticking to that very low line. He's in about 8th right now, battling with Mike Vandish for 9 rather, as things are starting to heat up back here.
Yeah, behind them, the 19 to 32 going at it. That's Vandis and Borges. Also the 10 and the 16. We're getting into it a little bit. But you see that 24 all the way down, slide up. It's sideways. Can he get in front of the 19? The hole wasn't big enough, and he'll have to stay down on the bottom. You'd think that the 24 has been losing positions. He's actually gained 2 as he runs right now from where he started this race, trying to get that bottom lane to work. Meanwhile, up front, the top 2 are single file. We're bumper to bumper for P3.
24 saved it, but almost lost in there. One thing you will see happen when these guys get on the low line is their cars get so ridiculously loose from being down there. Coming back up onto the bank, it will get sideways. We saw with Odo's. He's going to lose a couple spots here. Very risky driving this early for Odo's. He's going to go below that dotted white line. Don't see that too often.
Dale O'Neill trying to get something rolling here on race leader Cody Myers. Lost some time. He tried the bottom lane. We're 3 wide for second spot. 51 is in the middle. That's Justin Fuller. The 33 down low. And now caution, trouble behind them at a racetrack. 1 car around the 19 of Mike Vandish from a top 10 spot. He looks like he's around coming at a quarter number 2. Caution flag is out, and looks like he had a little bit of help from the number 10 machine. Had a big pile-up. 16, 12 going to get involved in that as well. But the contact is initiated from that 10 car. However, it does look like there may have been a little bit of net code in that mix. But Anthony Bunch making some contact, and Vandish going to get the short end of the straw on that one.
Yeah, tough break for him. So far in this race, we've saw some comers and goers. One guy that has came up to the front already is Justin Brooks. Won the first 2 races of the season. Right now is P4, started in position number 12. That's pretty impressive that he's already drove through all these cars so far. As he is our in-race reporter tonight, the 33 of Justin Brooks. We'll be talking with him later on in the night. So far, though, Cody Myers started on the pole and is maintaining there. And likewise, Michael Sweeney has lost a ton of positions after starting second.
And we'll give you the full field rundown here as we were unable to on the grid. So as they run right now, we'll knock them off 10 at a time. Current race leader is Cody Myers, followed by Dale O'Neill, Justin Fuller, Justin Brooks, Nicholas Rasmussen, Chris Cable, Chalmers Parker, Michael Sweeney, Anthony Bunch, and Brendan Otto are at the top 10.
Charlie Ryan, Ryan Rogers, Ryan Borges, Matt Wright, Eric Hegg, Zach Regamabal, Al Smith Jr., Joshua Cotton, Dan Dugas, and Kevin Baker in Baker top 20. I'll add 2 hard.
Then you have Mike Vandis, Zachary Mason, Richard Haskins, Brian Wilson. A couple of these guys are down pit road, so that will shuffle, including race leader Dale O'Neill has come down for service. The number 116 Aaron Chevrolet getting some fresh tires under this caution flag. He will cycle back out again. The pit road here is actually the inner circuit of this racetrack. We're running the outer loop tonight, which is a half of a mile in length. The pace car lights are off, so this restart going to feature the 57 of Cody Myers once again. Started from pole position, was able to get out in front of that big mess. He'll once again have control, and it is going to be the 51 who appears it's going to be starting second on the outside of that front row. That is Justin Fuller. You see they're right on each other's door. The pace car's down on the back. They're going to cycle all 2, 3, and 4. 57's got a lot of time. He's on it now. Green flag back in the air. No problem for Cody Myers to get clear. The 33 of Brooks going to slide it behind Fuller. Side by side for 4th on back. That's where things get interesting.
Yeah, and the 05's underneath the 71. Nicholas Rasmussen right now battling for position number 5 about. And the 05's going to take it way down. They're taking that Odo line. Going to see if he can clear the 71. It's going to be close game. Oh, we got loose. Did not make anything happen there. He's going to lose a bunch of spots as the guys on the outside line are going to try to pass him. Right now, though, he is battling side by side for 6th with Chalmers Parker in the 41. And that 24 machine of Odo, we saw making a lot of things happen early in this thing. Not see too much of it right now. But meanwhile, for 2nd, we are trying to have a change. Brooks went way below that white line and almost passed. Fuller just could not quite get clear there.
Justin Fuller still looking for his first trip to victory lane on this season, defending 3-time champion. He's in 2nd. It is Justin Brooks who is challenging down on the bottom. He can't get quite clear at the 51. He gets right back up to the door once again. That advantage will remain in the hands of Justin Fuller. Top 5 are single file. First side-by-side battle is Brandon Otto, the 24 machine, the 05 challenging Chris Cable down on the bottom. Chris is actually going to pull in line, so Otto will get sole possession of that number 6 spot. And single file until we get to the battle between the 7 and the 12 of Brian Rogers and Matt Wright. That is for P11 as they run right now. But once again, it is Cody Myers who has opened up about a 7/10 of a second lead over 2nd on back. The 33 continues to try to pull that low line strategy. Does he finally slide up in front of the 51? He thought about it, got loose, they're on each other's door. Hang on for now, but things get a real physical for that P2 spot. 33 not giving this one up.
No, Justin Brooks running a new paint scheme this week, the Elliott Mobile. Picked up a new sponsor recently. Is excited to have them come on board for this race. Elliott Realty. Trust your vacation to the experts. Take it as a realty firm. All I know is that he was really excited about Elliott coming on board. That it has, and he has given run so far. Came from 12th right now. Seemed to have a fast car in practice, just didn't qualify. Working that bumper of Justin Fuller.
The 116 of Dale O'Neill, who pitted from the top spot under the most recent caution flag. He is in an inside battle, rather on the inside of a battle between him and the 96 of Al Smith Jr., who is attempting to make that pass on the high side. So Dale is battling back down on the bottom. Pass for 2nd, 51 battles back. It was Justin Brooks at the start-finish line, and they're side by side. Look at the 51 squeezing that 33 machine up to the wall. Petey not giving them any room. Contact now. They're bouncing off each other. They know that it's pretty much going to be a battle, or they are probably some of the top 2 guys in this series, and this championship could go down between these guys, and you can tell that they're trying to make a point on each other. They're leaning on each other, still in the corner. They've swapped now. The 51 is up high, and Fuller going to get clear. Don't count the 33 out. Back to the apron goes Brooks.
Brooks way down the apron, and he's going to clear Fuller here by a mile, but Fuller's going to try. He could not quite get up there and Fuller. Brooks didn't even try to. Brooks is going to fall back to 3rd. This season, all we've talking about seems like is the Justin and Justin show. Week in, week out, there are 2 of the fastest cars. Yeah, we see some other guys get up there and shake up battles, but consistently, it's been the 33 and the 51. Once again, they're giving it their all.
How about, though, Cody Myers up on that top spot right now, opening up 1.4 to the good, and now given that they are battling for second. But the 57 really putting on a show here tonight. Irwindale plays right into his wheelhouse, and his main performance, PC Chevrolet, is up in the top spot. We're still going at it for second. This is a 150-lap race. We're working lap 27, and they're still driving them in really hard. The 33 of Brooks to the inside once again. Fuller will hang on to it again. Single file through the top 10, actually right to the tail end of the top 10, where you have 11th and 12th going at it. Dale O'Neill still trying to make his way back up to the field. He pitted from the top spot for tires, a questionable call. He has been working his way back through the field. He's trying to get up into a top 10 position, so we'll have to see how that will change through the night if he's able to get all that track position back that he lost. We're still going at it for a second. A battle going on in the 69 and the 32. Ryan Borges, Michael Sweeney. Sweeney trying to hold off.
The 51 got turned. Justin Brooks dived in there, and the 51 of Bulver saved it, but man, Brooks made a very edgy move there, dove it in, and basically turned the 51, but the 51 saved it, and I'm sure he's heated now. He knows Brooks is wrong, but right now Brooks has clear daylight in second.
But now we'll be able to see, can Brooks catch our leader, and if not, how aggressive does this 51 get? And race car drivers, don't forget, especially short track racing drivers. So if that 51 gets anywhere near that 33, I said they were racing each other aggressive for opening in the race again. They know that they are, well, right now they actually are the top two in the championship. They could be considered some of the top two guys in that threat for the championship, given we do slice this field down and have a races 12 through 16 5-race chase. They end off the season, but these guys are the ones that you definitely have to keep in your championship picture, and you could tell that they knew that because they were leaning on each other, and it was Brooks who took a late corner down in there, and Fuller gets the short end of the stick on that one, gets sideways. He does a good job of hanging on, but it doesn't really look like he can go anywhere right now. He's stuck behind Palmer, or rather Chalmers Barker, and the 41 of Otto's right behind him, but I mean, the 51 doesn't really look fast enough to pass him. Actually, the 24 is starting to give him a little bit of a tap on the back bumper, maybe trying to challenge.
One thing I like about Irwindale with the late model is it's almost has a Talladega feel to late model drivers. I know it sounds weird, but talking to the garage with a lot of them, they said this is sort of like their Talladega. Like you see right now, one guy who may not be the fastest could lead a line, and they'll all get stacked up very side by side behind them. That's the case for second through about 8th right now, as the leader, Cody Myers, is not making much of a battle, although Brooks closed 2/10 that lap. Brooks is starting to pull away from that little pack, catching the leader, Myers, but this has been a real good night for Cody Myers. Didn't start the season off the way he wanted to. I know it's very early in the race, but I'm sure his crew is very happy to be running the way they are right now, haven't had the best luck this season. Things are pretty single file throughout the whole field right now, no side-by-side battles going on.
For a moment, everybody's able to kind of catch their breath, and now 3 wide back in the back, the 199, the 79, the 61 in that mix as well. We're 3 wide for 17th spot. Not even a third through this race. The 10 car in that mix as well. The 61's going to get clear. That's Dan DeBoot, and it is the 79 and the 199s. And Travis Pastrana numbers going on there. And now caution flag going to fly. It is the 116 who is trying to get back up through the field. Dale O'Neill going to go around once again at a quarter number 2, and that looks like a move load that went wrong. Went to the inside on that 69 PD, and he just drove right into the door. And drove into the door. Sweeney set himself around. That's what brings us back under caution flag conditions.
Yeah, this will bunch things back up again. First car lap down that will get the wave around is Brian Wilson 2 in the number 75 vehicle tonight. So he will get his lap back, and that will leave all 24 of these drivers on the lead lap for tonight's event. Did not have a big turnout for Irwindale, very surprising. Normally you'll get around 35 to 40 guys trying to qualify for 40 spots in this league. So they're a little surprised I didn't see as big of a turnout tonight, but that is okay because that has not harmed the racing at all so far here. We'll see if the leaders will choose to bring it down pit road. We see Cody Myers is already ducking down, followed by Justin Brooks will bring it down, and it looks like all the leaders bring it in. Oh, Justin Fuller will stay out, but for the most part the leaders are bringing their cars down pit road.
Interesting strategy call for Justin Fuller as he stays out. The rest of our leaders are down pit road. Maybe not the the rush that you have to get done at, say, South Boston as far as getting on pit road and losing your lap, but you can't just hang out there all race long. The 32 of Borges is already off. I feel like he missed his pit stall So he'll actually just loop back around and possibly come back down, or he actually does not come back down. He'll get back out on track. We'll have to see what time he comes back down. 57, going to be the first one that leads us back off the pit lane. 24 as well. And again, tonight's race 4 of 16 on Season 4 with the Upstate Racing League and the Lake City RC Speedway Pro Late Model Series is the KR Construction 150. And KR Construction has been providing contracting and remodeling solutions for the last 12 years. They provide handymen to work on new construction projects in Plattsburgh and the surrounding areas. For more information, significantly hurt his track position. Fuller, however, surprised to see that that number 51 machine is stayed out, and I mean, we'll have to see. We saw that Dale O'Neill, PD, before he spun there, took tires, and I mean, he didn't really have a lot of laps on it. He was making his way through the field, so I don't know what Fuller's going to be able to do here.
Well, also the 199 of Zach Regenball stayed out, and didn't really have the greatest car. He was running around that P20 and was involved in that 3 wide you pointed out. But I just really interested to see how that will work out for him as we take you to the restart.
And again, it shows right now Borges is the race leader. That's because of the way the pit lane works here. He'd actually get to the scoring loop before the race leader. So that'll update through. We're not going green. Lights have been delayed on the pace car to get everybody at the tail end again. This is still 23 cars strong. Only guy 1 lap down, Richard Haskett. So 23 cars still on the lead lap as we close in on the 1/3 distance in this race. Lights are off, going to be getting the green to come by to take lap 43. Fuller is going to be the pole sitter. He has elected to take the outside lane. And then there is the 199 of Zach Regenball. Then you have Otto and Myers. Let's see how this shakes out. Front guys with pretty much nothing, and everybody from there on back. 4 fresh tires. Let's see how this one shakes out as the pace car is down pit road. 51, 199 group up, and gone is Justin Fuller. 57 of Cody Myers has to go high. You can pass up on the top side, not on the bottom. So a completely legal move for Cody Myers there to the high side. He's going to get all the way to third. 199 is going backwards.
That 199, you know, my opinion is if you're in the back before the pit stop, you should probably take tires, but he tried something, and I give him credit, but it's not working out the best for him. Meanwhile, first battle on the track is between the 16 and 96 of Al Smith. Congratulations to Al, married Brittany this weekend. Congratulations to them too, as he battles right now for about P7. So congratulations to them. They actually had an off week for Al's wedding week, so right now he's battling for P7.
Yeah, Al looking to get a little bit something more. He's actually in the middle of a 3-wide battle right now. But again, we had 2 weeks off, and last weekend was Al's wedding weekend. So congratulations to Al and Brittany on that. Spoke to him earlier in the day, and he said that things went good. So congratulations to him. Once again, we are side by side right now for second. Cody Myers on the inside of the 51 of Justin Fuller. My question is, what happened when the 51 and the 33 get side by side, PD? We know how that worked last time, and I'm sure Brooks would like to put a car between them. 51 is up high. They're not playing games with each other quite yet, but we all know how that went down earlier in the race. We'll have to keep an eye on them. 33 not giving any room. The 51's getting knocked around. Pretty sure Justin Fuller starting to get tired of the 33. Yeah, he gives him a shot. He's going to overdrive the corner, though, and that's going to allow the 05 of Chris Cable to get to his inside, but you can see the 51 is not appreciating how the 33 has been using him up so far. Otto leads this race by about 6/10.
No, and I don't think that's the last we'll see it tonight. I don't think he's happy he hurt himself there more than he hurt 33 of Brooks. But Brandon Otto, who's been aggressive with that inside line all race, now finds himself at least cautious out on the racetrack. We'll try to find that for you. See a bunch of cars around, one of them being Ryan. No, that is Dan Dubagay around in turn number 4. We're going to get a replay on that one. Looks as though Dan was just going into the corner, out of the corner actually, and can't tell if he had a little help, but a lot of cars were actually collected in that one there.
61 got loose and looks like he had some help. The 25 is slow in front of him, so I think Dan DeBook may have been checking up a little bit. 69 on the inside, rather 79 car got caught up in that one, got turned across the nose. That's Kevin Baker.
Let's talk.
And then that 61 went up. The 10 machine got turned around, the 00 as well. Going to be taking some damage in that mix, and that puts us under what's going to be our 3rd caution flag so far in tonight's race. And we're going to get our first opportunity to cue in with our in-race reporter, driver of the number 33 machine, Justin Brooks. Bruston, you got a copy up here in the booth?
Yes, sir. What's up?
Well, you started back in 12th position, have already made your way up to 3rd, and well, we've seen people riding up against the fence. We've seen people down on the grass. What's going to be your go-to move here to continue to move forward here in this race?
Running the same line I've been running. I've been pretty clean getting through here. Besides when I got to Fuller, I mean, you got to expect that from Fuller. He races you like it's the last lap, and it took me a while to get by him. I finally got by him, and I poured my stuff out, and now I got me some 4 fresh Mr. Feelgoods, and car feels fast. I'm putting pressure on Cody, who is checked out there. I mean, if I can get around him, I think I get to the lead. It's just so hard to pass here. I mean, you know, you got to wait for someone to make a mistake, or you just got to hit your line perfect pretty much to pass them. It's just so hard to pass.
That was going to be my second point. We saw that you and that 51 machine had met a couple times. A little bit of beating and banging there, 51. They gave you a little bit of a tap going back down into the corner. It hurt himself on that one. Are you going to be having to keep an eye on that 51 as this race rolls through?
Oh, I ain't worried about him. I mean, if he hits me, I'm going to hit him back. I'm going to race him like he races me. I mean, I was trying to race him clean as I can. I was way faster than him, and he just didn't. He pinched me every time I got around him and whatnot. I mean, I raced him side by side for 20 laps, letting the leader get away, and I just finally got by him. I guess he thought I'd come up on him. I'm pretty sure he came down on me a little bit. At least my spotter said, and yeah, I think he's a little bit mad at that. But I mean, like I said, if he wants to play dirty, I can play dirty. If he wants to race me clean, I'll race him clean. I mean, it ain't no big deal to me. I'm here to win. I ain't here to play around for a second.
All right, well, you guys are getting set for a restart.
Hello,
Justin, we'll
Brooks.
talk to you throughout the night real quick before we get you back to the team room. Who makes it happen for you?
Oh, all the guys over at Will and Dillon Motorsports, Elliott Realty, Dirt Track Racing Network, Fast Track Sims, Big Oval Designs, Justin Brooks Designs, all them guys. Thanks for bringing me here to the racetrack this weekend. Got me a fast car. Hopefully we can bring home the W.
All right, well, you guys got another restart coming up. Thanks for taking a moment to talk to us, Justin. Good luck here. So we get set for another restart. The pace car is down on pit road. Front row going to look like this. 24, Brandon Otto. Control car going to be behind the 57 of Cody Myers on the bottom. 24 goes green flag back in the air. And side by side, at least a challenge for second. The 05 of Chris Cable has a nose on the 57 of Cody Myers. He'll make it a door-to-door battle. Then they're side by side for third with Brooks and the 7 of Matt Wright. And 057 not clear. He made a spot for second.
Yes, he did. In the 05, he's going to bump up. Brooks gets in the 05. The 05 saves. It gets really wobbly, and that'll let Justin Brooks get clear. He apologizes over the radio as he is now clear of the 05 and heading down into turn number 2. Going to try to, his caution's out on the racetrack. We will find him locate that. 96, I believe it was. Al Smith in the 96 has got his machine around. Not the wedding gift he was quite looking for, as we will find out what happened to that wreck for you momentarily.
Yeah, the 96 machine has gone around. Justin Fuller immediately apologizing for the cause of that. The 51 was essentially halfway in the grass, and Peter, you talked about it when you cut off the corner, and we've seen it. That thing is just sliding that you're hoping you can catch it and leave either a lane or 2 lanes for those cars that are up high, and the 51 tried to just walk that thing up the hill, and he ended up turning Al around. Al was able to actually correct it, keep it out of the wall, and a good job also from that 51 machine of Fuller to not get into him again. Everybody else goes around him, so the only damage that Al is going to get from that is the left rear damage, but nonetheless, the 96 machine going to get some damage. Fuller will receive the EOL penalty for being dubbed of the cause of caution. That's going to bring us under our 4th caution so far in the race, and again, just past the 1/3 distance mark in this race. These short track races, despite how many laps you put on them, they really go by fast. And there's a lot of racing where you get a lot of cautions, and people are going to complain. To some extent, I feel like these guys that use these has a little bit of a time to catch their breath, because we've seen pretty much 3 and even 4 wide on most of these restarts since the drop of the initial green flag at the top of the show.
And these guys are very aggressive in this league, but they do it with style. Like this league a lot. These guys are such competitive racers. You can tell they love what they do in these late models. Great league to be around, fun guys to hang out with. We saw a little incident there between 2 of the league's admins. I'm sure they'll make up for it, as Brandon Otto will continue to lead this race in his number 2 for iRacing Memes Barrow. I haven't talked.
Next race that's going to be here with the Upstate Race League. We will have a 1 off week once again, so we're just rolling off 2 off weeks. Back in action here tonight. We will have next week off for the Thanksgiving weekend. Next race going to be on December the 4th. Live as always Thursday nights on LSRTV. Going to be round 5 of 16, the Hanson 150 from the Oxford Plains Speedway. That one going to be as well, as along with tonight's race, a 150 lap distance race. A couple of awards for those that are new with Upstate Racing that are handed out on a race weekly basis. The Perry Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Pole Award goes to the driver that obviously starts on pole position. The Philip Thompson Racing Hard Charger Award goes to the driver who's able to pick up the most amount of positions throughout the race. The NHR Racing Rookie of the Year for the highest finishing rookie in the field, and in the D's Pit Stop Sportsmanship Award for the highest finishing driver with the least amount of incident points. Lights off on top of the pace car, and again, getting it set for another restart. Going to be coming up on lap number 61. So that's going to be 90 laps to go in this one. This time by 24 of Otto up high, 57 of Myers down low, coming for this restart.
Yeah, as we get ready for yet another restart in this Upstate Racing League, these guys have put on a good show so far tonight. And here we go. The 24 is going to bring down to flag.
Side-by-side control car. The 33 wants to go.
Ooh.
57 didn't get the memo, and Myers going to get a couple of hits from Justin Brooks there. Brooks apologizing on the radio. That should give an advantage to Matt Wright, I would think, for second place. Yes, that number 7 Dodge will get second. Doesn't mean that Myers won't challenge him for it. Actually, 57 is going to stay in line for the most part. Looks low through the corner. Can't get that job done. A bobble from the 7 is going to make it a battle for P2. Down into the corner. The 05 is the guy that's trying to make up headway down low. That's Chris Cable on the inside of the 69. That's Michael Sweeney. Pinching up. Not a lot of room. Contact off the corner. No harm, no foul. Just racing that time. The 41 machine right behind him. More 3 wide as well. Back in the pack. There's guys going on each other's door all throughout the field.
They're racing insanely here this early in the race. Battles all over the racetrack. The main one right now, though, up front, we have a battle going on for about P5 with the 69 and the 05 vehicle, as we are still racing here at Irwindale.
Cody Myers side by side with Matt Wright. That continues to be the battle for second. They've found each other's doors, or rather come close here a couple times in these last few laps. A guy that's going to be looking for the way through is that 33 of Justin Brooks, who sits back in 4th position right now. Can't, well, I mean, he can get through. We've seen him go 3-4 wide. He elects not to, and caution flag going to fly one car up in the outside wall and around. It looks like Zach Regenball is around. That is the 199 car. Caution flag back out. And that was a 3-wide situation where the 199, the 19 was in the middle, the 19 machine being that of Mike Vandish, and then the 79 was on the bottom of Kevin Baker. We work on getting this replay up for you. 199 may have actually blinked out right when the 19 machine was there, and blinking out is just when that car disappears, you lose that constant connection to the service. Because of that, that 19 really had no way to know. 199 went around. Unfortunately, that happens for the 19 of Vandish because he hit the brakes, and Al's going to get some damage from that as well. So we got a couple guys with damage. We're going to step away, take our first commercial break of the race so far. You're watching Season 4 of the Upstate Racing League, the Lake City RC Speedway Pro Late Model Series on LSRTV under the caution flag of the KR Construction 150. More racing coming up on the other side. Petey, you got your bitch in the mic. Quote unquote.
Oh, ha ha ha.
We're on the whisper. Back live, we have a restart coming up that will feature once again Brandon Otto, the control car. He's going to elect once again to take the outside lane. 57 going to be the challenger, Cody Myers. The only big change is Justin Brooks will be fourth, and then 7 Matt Wright will move up to third. That will swap the lanes that they were on that second row. 33 is all over the 24. Green flag back in the air, and Otto gets a decent start. A really good job, though, by Cody to be able to keep with him. He'll be able to get that number 2 spot side by side for third. Matt Wright trying to find a way to hang on to the bottom on Justin Brooks. Brooks going to get clear up high, and top 4 now 5 single file. 05 going to make it a challenge for P5. To the inside he goes on Sweeney.
And they're racing side by side hard for 5th right now. 69 and 05. Sweeney has the advantage on the outside currently. Brooks has just been so aggressive on these restarts. He said he's here for one reason, and that's to win. And man, he's not making many friends doing it. But he's trying to get the job done. As the 05 to 69 make contact, that leaves the door open for the 32 of Ryan Borges. Ryan Borges going to try to get it on the 9, but he's just going to stay content in line right now. That is clearing up most of side-by-side battles. As I say that, the 41 of Chalmers is going to make it underneath Borges, try to clear him. Can he? Does not willing to take it as low as we've seen guys like Brandon Otto do tonight, but he has gained a great run off that corner, better than we see most guys do on the inside, but he will just give way to 32. Ryan Borges.
Borges was given a couple of taps there to Sweeney. He actually catches the wall coming at him, too. 116 Dale O'Neill, who actually took himself around earlier in the race from that bottom lane, not afraid of it, goes right back to it as he tries to get through the field. We got trouble going on behind these guys. Caution flag 75 is out. Hearing possibly the 75 car, Brian Wilson, he is around. That is the Logitech machine. And Al, I believe that 96 is claimed responsibility for that one. Oh, that's close. Looks like the 75 may have actually came down, but Al Smith Jr. will take responsibility, I do believe, is what he said over the radio. So caution flag going to fly for that one. We slow him back down. Interesting that the 24 is taking the outside lane. Well, I mean, the outside is the preferred place to go, PD, but these guys have actually kind of settled down from the start of the race.
Yeah, and so far, I've got to feel bad for a guy like Justin Brooks. He is doing everything he can to try to clear his leaders as they race side by side in front of him. But on the restarts, he gets too aggressive and slows himself down every time you think he'd learn by now. But so far, he hasn't. But Brooks, an aggressive guy like him, and as fast as he is, we're halfway through this race now, and I'm sure he wants to be leading some laps and get some bonus points on Justin Fuller. Justin Fuller, who we saw be involved in some incidents with Brooks early, has actually fallen all the way back down to about that 10th position. As the 33 Brooks fakes in pit road, it's not actually going to come down. That was a good fake, even fooled me.
And everybody else fakes the 51, nearly put it into the padding there, down on that inside wall, the tire barrier coming down. And you mentioned that it is Fuller who has kind of slid back. He does have damage. There are no quick fixes. So you have to work with that car, and the 51 had some contact, not only from Brooks, but some other cars, the fence as well, got kind of roughed up earlier in the race. So he stayed out. That was the thing that I remember the most. He stayed out there, Pete. He kind of got freight trained by the field. He actually did a pretty good job of hanging in with no tires, but he did then elect to pit. So he's on a different cycle as our leaders as they run right now. So it'll be interesting to see if maybe when they cycle back down, maybe later on in this race, if he tries to get back on the same cycle as they do. And then again, that would evidently give him a more flat footing, we'll say, with the rest of the field. Want to take another moment here to thank some of the people that make things happen here. Our title sponsor for the year, the Lake City RC Speedway. Nestled in the outskirts of Plattsburgh, New York, the Lake City RC Speedway provides short track action for 1/10 scale RC cars. The track is located at 6155 Route 22 North in Plattsburgh, New York. The track has been in business for 13 years and provides a great atmosphere for racers from all over the Northeast. The track has 2 major events in year, one in the fall called the Autumn Blast and one in the early spring, the Jeff Sears Memorial Race. So the Lake City RC Speedway title sponsor, season 4, so make sure to check them out online, and if you're in that area, make sure to show them some support here for making Upstate possible. Lights are off for the pace car. Once again, Brandon Otto, Cody Myers will make up the front row. Wright and Brooks are keep swapping out those 3rd and 4th positions where they run. We'll have to see how that shakes down at the moment. We're going to go at it once again, door to door, the 57. The 33's really been all over the back row with the guys in front of him so far on these restarts. Let's see if he kind of gives him a little bit more leeway. He does. Brandon Otto gone. The 7, great restart also. Matt Wright. And that 13 of Brooks is going to go to the outside. It is the 57, who is the guy that's under attack. 3 wide. The 05 trying to make something happen. Chris Cable to the bottom.
Justin Brooks saying in chat that it's so hard to pass here in this show so far for him as he's on the outside of the 57 trying to make a pass. He wants to make ground. He knows the laps are starting to run out, sort of. There's still quite a bit of ways to go, but we're only like a half an hour into this race and already halfway done. It's a quick race here, folks, as Justin Brooks is battling hard with that 57. The 57's loose, but we'll save it, and that will hand over the 3rd position to Justin Brooks. 57 trying to hang in there, but just cannot quite. And we will try to keep up on Brooks' way to the front if he can get there tonight. So far, things are single file out till you get back to about Dale Smith. Ryan Borges is racing side by side currently with Justin Fuller, who looks really loose right now. Justin Fuller is just having so many problems right now, as we see Al O'Neill try to make another wild pass on the apron. But Justin Fuller needs to try to fix that loose condition.
And give that 116 the hard charger so far. Not that he has gained the most spots. We're going on board right now with the number 21 car, but the 116, rather the 41 machine, that's Chalmers Parker, but the 116 of Dale O'Neill, PD, he's actually lost 4 spots from the start, but I mean, he was not too long ago way up against the fence. Now he's going all the way down to the bottom. He'll have to hold off at his advancements. We got big jump, the 4 of Joshua Cotton up on his side. Down the front straightaway. The 12 is also hard into the wall, so I believe it may have actually started with that 12 of Brian Rogers. He had some assistance from the 199 car. Rolling to the inside was Zach Regimball. Slid up a little bit. PD turned that 12 car, and it was the overcorrect from that 12 trying to hang on to it. Typically, the way most of these wrecks work is guys that initiated the contact drives on away, and it was the 12 of Brian who recorrected that one hard into the wall. 79 hit him. He just about went over. 25 stopped just in time. And then the 4 machine actually had some more connection issues. We've seen that earlier with some of the drivers as well. Cotton got turned around once he blinked out. The 96 of Al Smith Jr. once again going to pick up some minor damage in that one. The 4 of Cotton's got some heavy smoke pouring from the back of it. And a couple guys going to be torn up in that one. Probably the biggest incident we've seen so far. That one, again, was coming out of 4 down the front stretch. So we return to caution, going to get some more wave rounds. The field is slowly starting to slim down. We have 18 guys on the lead lap right now. Cotton is one of them. He has no engine. I believe he may have lost that. Regimball is parked actually in the pit, so we're going to have to see how everybody shakes out and what we're going to be looking like for this next restart. But Brandon Otto continues to stay out. We had a couple takers on pit road. We had a few of them come down. I know Mason is down. You have the 79 car in as well. So Kevin Baker. We got a couple guys on pit road for the majority of it. These guys up front going to continue to stay out in this one. If they continue to play the second half of the race like they did the first, in theory, they're going to come down for tires. But with it being so hard to pass, maybe they will stay out and try to hold off that positioning. We'll have to see as this race progresses.
A guy like Justin Brooks, who seems to have a fast car, just can't get around anyone, I'd expect to see him not pit again in this race. Now that we're more than halfway through, it's now 60 to go, Evan. I'm going to put you on the spot. Right now, I want you to pick the winner of the race. Personally, I'm going to stick with my pick all season, Justin Brooks, but it could be tough for him tonight. So who are you going with here, Evan?
Ladies and gentlemen, PD Zeller going out with the wild card pick tonight. Justin Brooks, only the driver that's made it to victory lane twice so far. I'm going to go with Cody Myers, if he can keep that thing out of traffic. Again, it is very hard to pass. When he was up front, see you later. He opened up a 2-second gap earlier in the race. Problem for him is he has not been able to get enough green flag laps to get separated and try to get that car up to full speed and get its full potential rolling. So if we get a couple of green flag runs in here, 57, if not, I think that outside lane and that top position's too important, and I think Brandon Otto would get it. But my pick's going to be the 57 at this point. Race is going to be delayed here. The green, rather, going to be delayed. We got a couple of guys still cycling through. The 10 of Anthony Bunch, who is 6 laps down. His machine is pretty decently torn up. Want to run through some more sponsors while we sit under caution. Again, everybody that makes things happen here, including the Lake City RC Speedway, Hanson Starter Shop, Perry Plumbing, Heated and Cooling, Philip Thompson Racing, the NHR Racing Team, KR Constructions, and Hag TV. Well, again, tonight the KR Construction 150. The most exciting part, I think, about this race and this league, rather, I guess we should say, with the late models, is there is a chase. So tonight is only race number 4, guys. Hold on, because after 12 races, rather race 12 actually going to be the first one of the chase. So a lot of good stuff to be coming up on this season. Season's still young, and there's still a lot of checkered flags to be handed out. Another restart coming up. The 7 went really low on that one. The 33 was almost tempted to shoot the gap. Brandon Otto going to be able to get that race lead. 7 now goes high, makes himself loose. Battle is going to be for 3rd. It is Myers trying to challenge with Brooks. They're still going at it at the 2.
But the 7 is so loose, it's going to interfere with them, I believe. Eventually, the 33 is clear for a moment. It's closing off on the outside. And Brooks is clear of the 57. His issue is the 7, who's having problems. He's right in front of him. He's going to dive in underneath that 7. Going to try to pull even with him. Brooks has not been this close to the front all night. I'm sure he'd love to get up to 2nd. Is him and Matt Wright are battling hard for 2nd. Brooks can see the lead first time all night. He wants to get clear of that 7. Who's struggling with car control right now. That thing is deuce. Brooks and the Matt Wright duking it out for 2nd currently, and they have been dead even for the last 2 laps about here. This is 57, and Cody Myers is just watching them. Probably want to get by him like you commented on. He's had a fast car all night. He just has lost track position. That seems pretty mandatory tonight to run good as the 7 almost gets in to Justin Brooks. He got really loose there off the 4.
We got a bunch of cars together, and this race comes down to the end. This is going to be a good one. The way they are all over each other's door. Brooks pinches the 7 high. Now he throws it all the way to the bottom. He'll slide up in front of him out of the corner. The slide shot successful. Give it to Justin Brooks. Now to the 2nd position, the 57 of Cody Myers, trying to get through as well. He has the 05 and 51 in tow of Chris Cable, and Justin Fuller starting to resurge through the field after starting in P6. He sits 6th right now and trying to get back up through. Still looking for his first checkered flag. 57 all the way sideways. Coming out of 4, he'll allow that 7 to get clear for 30. Still hanging on with Chris Cable. That is the battle for P4.
Somebody's looking for Dale O'Neill. That 3rd line is the outside. That 116 late model has been running way on that apron all night, and he has not given up on it yet. And he's made some moves with it as he gets around the 71 of Rasmussen here. He's still trying to make moves on that low side. It's been fun to watch him all night. He's just trying to get to the front his own way, not doing what everyone else is doing, and it has been great. As we see Justin Fuller try to pull down here now, the 51 machine is underneath the 05 of Chris Cable, battling, but Cable will get clear of him. And meanwhile, Brooks is starting to pull away from Matt Wright, and he's actually pulling in Brandon Otto a little bit. So Brooks probably has been feeling pretty good right now. All night he hasn't been able to get this far up, and now that he's this far up, he gets his first true chance to battle for the win.
Still loving the 116 Dale O'Neill every time. In 1 and 2, he rides that bottom a little bit, and then 3 and 4 just puts that thing all the way to the grass. Nearly got into the 16 there, and goes right back at it. The 32 of Borges is starting to lose his patience, I believe, with the 41 car. Him and Chalmers Parker have been in line here for quite some time. The 32 gave him about 2 taps on that last lap. Going to see if Ryan tries to make any sort of a move on Chalmers. They have half a car length in between them right now. Really like the move, though, that Brooks was able to pull on Matt Wright. Threw it down to the bottom, got clear, and was able to drive away with it. He tacked a 10th off of the gap that time by, so he's closing in on the top spot. 3 wide with the 32, the 16, and the 116 down on the bottom. That battle going on for about 9th position, and these guys still going hard throughout the field. The 116 goes low. Meanwhile, Dale O'Neill is there sliding up the hill. The 16 is sideways. He hangs on, and that is Charlie Ryan. He's able to hang on. That Navy Chevrolet nearly went around.
Dale O'Neill must not be the happiest right now, because that just killed all the spots he made up. But right now he's going to be battling Rasmussen, taking it back up front, though. Things are starting to heat up for the 3rd position. Cody Myers, with such a fast car, trying to get by Matt Wright. They are battling side by side as Brooks is continuing to catch Odo every lap. As the battle for 3rd heats up, Chris Cable waiting to see what happens here. But Myers really wants to find a way around Matt Wright. He wants to be part of what's about to happen with Odo and Brooks for the lead. And he actually is having a little bit of a connection issue right there. But waiting back there, I'm watching right now, Justin Fuller had a pit earlier. He's starting to make his way back through this field. He's all the way up to 6th. I can't imagine that he's just going to sit for too long. Justin Fuller, we know he's driving angry right now. Had his troubles with Justin Brooks early on. Probably wants a shot to get back up there and battle for the win, but he was doing it earlier on until he pitted.
still battling going on throughout the field here. So 116 to 98 and the 16 have single filed out. Charlie Ryan has rather gotten that spot from Eric Haag. We're still going at it for second position. It is in control of Cody Myers right now. And the 05 car, Chris Cable to the apron. Oh, he nearly went around somehow. Hangs on. That thing was about 30 degrees pointed down to the inside.
Oh,
Well,
69.
41 now contact into the 69 and Michael Sweeney.
there's wreck
Caution
behind
flag
him.
will fly. Those
They use
guys
it.
are able to hang on to it. Is it trouble behind them? The 25's around. That's Zachary Mason.
Zachary Mason looks like he was just coming off corner number 2 with a head of steam and had a checkup to try to miss that wall. He dived in there really hard. The 25 just had a checkup as the replay comes up on the 5 machine. But right now, that 25 car was just driving in there too deep and got a little sideways.
Rubbing is racing, and that's what we've seen so far today. We've seen guys up against the fence. We've seen people putting those left two side tires nearly in the grass in the corner, and, well, they've made it work for the most of the time. This field has started to, again, be slimmed down. We're down to 15 on the lead lap right at this moment. And, again, back at a caution flag, we do hear that one driver is going to be receiving a one-lap penalty. Interesting to note, on the end of the 16 of Michael Sweeney, or rather the 69 of Michael Sweeney, caution flag was out when him and the 41 had made contact. Looked like they just kind of met each other. 69 was sideways, nearly hung on to it. 17 and the 116 going to get some damage from that. There's no caution from that. The only thing that's unfortunate on Sweeney's end is the fact that actually he was able to get those positions back. Could have been a lot worse. We got a couple guys down pit road. Justin Brooks is slowing on the front straightaway to, I believe, cycle everybody through. But Justin Fuller, PD, was just getting through the field. He's back down pit road. I know Borges is down. The 4 of Cotton, the 19 as well, all coming down pit road.
Yeah. Oh.
And we are past 2/3 now through this race. Fuller, again, just pretty much completed his resurgence through the field. He comes back down now. That's going to give him a pretty solid tire advantage. I feel like that could be a very good move on his end. Now that the number of cars in the lead lap has started to slim down, wave around Lucky Dog, going to go to Charlie Ryan. The fact that he'll be there and he'll have about 40 laps to do it. I feel like if you come down any time after this to maybe try to counteract these tires that these guys just did, then that will not work out. But it's a lot of cars that a track that it's hard to pass at. We'll have to see if it pays due dividends for the Fuller camp, as he'll be restarting back behind the 75 of Brian Wilson. Looks about P11. So that could be a possible race-winning call. We'll have to, again, see. A lot of this race still undetermined. This race could end under a caution flag. We could see these guys leaning on each other's door, covered at a 4 for the final time. With all the battling tonight, being surprised at how comfortable that number 1 spot has been. Brandon Otto's going to have it again. He will be the control car. Justin Brooks will be on the front row. He'll be in second. He is not afraid to be physical and aggressive on that front row, especially on these restarts. Keep an eye on the number 33 machine down on that inside lane. The 0557 going to be right behind him. You see the 33 tries to guess it. 24 does not go. Now the green flag is in the air, and 24 still had him at the line, so call it legal. Brandon Otto on the high side, and now Justin Brooks going to be on the bottom, sideways off the corner. He's not going to give this one up. He's right on the left rear. This could be his one shot at it.
Oh, caution down raceway, and Justin Brooks just lost his one opportunity.
Ooh, a couple guys in this one. 4, 5. Borges is still spinning on the back straightaway. Caution flag is out, and a big mess in the corner, starting with the number 75. Working on getting that replay up for you. Brian Wilson into the corner, overdrove it a little bit. Replay going live right now. Your tank look slid high. 51 got turned. That was Fuller, who had just made a call to go back there in the pack, and then 75 hit him again. Brian Wilson bouncing off everybody. Borges, the 98 of Hang, the 16 of Charlie Ryan as well. And caution going to fly. Brian Wilson has lost his engine. That's one thing you got to worry about if you're taking tires like you just did for Fuller, PD, is you're going to be back there in that tail end of this lead pack where they've been going 3-4 wide, and incidents like that can easily happen.
Tough break for Borges there, although it seems as though he got through that with very little to none damage. Car looks like it's just spinning around there. He should be okay moving forward. But yeah, one car I want to point out, the 116. That Dale O'Neill as he gets way through this pack. And the 116 is actually all the way up to 9th after making some very daring moves on the low side so far.
And we're really starting to get down to crunch time in this one. Just about 35 laps to go. Closing in on the end of this one. Brandon Otto and Justin Brooks are still the top two. This could be Brooks's last best chance, I may say, PD, at this. And if we continue to get a couple of cautions here, he's going to be able to get a few more shots at it. But typically, and probably not very happy with the 24 of Otto on that restart, because the 24 really hung back when he tried to guesstimate, we'll call it, that restart. Otto did not lose any speed, so what the 24 did was completely legal. He is the control car. The 33 just tried to guess it and did not guess so correctly. But Brooks being on that inside, sometimes it's the guy behind the pole sitter on the restart, PD, that's going to get a better shot at it. So Brooks needs to make something happen, and he needs to make something happen quick here if he wants a high percentage shot at taking home the checkers tonight.
And Brooks has had a fast car all night, just he hasn't been able to quite get to the lead like he must want to, but right now he is riding in P number 2, he should be on the inside line, supposing the 24 will take the outside line. Odo has done a lot of that tonight, so I expect to see Odo take the outside. As we are getting ready for yet another restart here from the Irwindale Speedway, and we are 1 to green, and the 24 indeed will pick the outside, is the number 33 of Brooks is on his inside. Brooks has to be getting pretty impatient here. We're down to just about 30 laps to go. It's go time. That's not a lot of time at Irwindale with the late model. And we're going to send down to you after the restart.
Race car is off, restart coming up. A couple drivers not happy after that last incident. Race control letting them know that they will review it after the race. So a little bit of tension building. Pace car is well off. The 33 starts to get going and has been doing a good job of almost forcing Otto into that start. 24 clears the 33. To the bottom goes Brooks, trying to hang on to what that battle would be. Can't get it done. 24 to Otto. Give him P1 out of the corner. Justin Brooks will have to settle for second for now. The 57 of Mayers has been able to get to third, and from fourth on back, 3 wide, 69 of Sweeney, real slow somehow. What a move by Matt Wright to get to the bottom.
And they're still 3 wide with the 116 of Al O'Neill on the outside, the 69 of Sweeney on the inside. That will calm down here. They're 3 wide behind them. Nicholas Ramuson and Justin Fuller racing hard with that one. Now 4 wide. They are 4 wide, folks, racing side by side. 5 wide.
That's not going to work. 199.16 around Reginbald to the inside wall. He keeps it pointed forward. Caution. No caution as he got turned from that 16 PD 3-4 wide. It did not work that time. We stay green. Still racing it out. That is going to force these guys to separate and single file out just for a moment. But Justin Brooks wants that checkered flag. He wants to get his third on the season and continue to build that points lead rolling into the chase for the championship, even though it would evidently be eliminated. But it's all about making statements in this regular part of the season, and he is chasing down that 24 machine. Myers has gotten to second, or rather back to third, second in line behind Brooks, side by side with the 7 of Matt Wright, signing up the 41 machine of Thomas Parker was his attempted target on that one, doesn't work. And now to the bottom, guess who? The 116. Dale O'Neill was in the grass on that one, making it happen.
And back on that incident there, this isn't the first time we've seen him go 5 wide season, amazingly. But these guys have done a great job. Right now, Dale O'Neill and P number 7, the 116, has been making that inside line work for him all night. And he has actually made his way back up to 7th. He pitted on a lot of these cautions, and he keeps making his way through the field. I think this was an impressive run for the 116 tonight. But right now, the battle on the tracks have seemed to simmer down. No true battling going on right now. Everything pretty single-filed out. Second in points right now, Justin Fuller. He's fallen back to 10th. He's around 4 seconds behind the leaders right now. He's really lost a lot of time due to that last checkup. As he's hard to the wall, Justin Fuller, things are getting more difficult on him, and he's just having a rough night so far since he had them incidents with Justin Brooks. And what happened to Justin Brooks? Justin Brooks has fallen. Justin Brooks in the pits.
The 33 machine had trouble. He was just riding in second spot, and he went to make a move to the inside. He got into the left rear of the 24, and hard into the inside wall is Justin Brooks. He's down on pit road via a tow. The 33 out of this race after being one of the strongest cars all night long. This now opens up a window of opportunity for Cody Myers and Chris Cable, as well as they try to close in on Brandon Otto, who again is now sporting some left rear damage from that contact with the 33 machine, now within 25 to go.
25 laps to go, and we saw a major turn of events. Justin Brooks, who seemed to have one of the more dominant cars all night, is in pit road. But Cody Myers, who just killed the field early on, is out the second, and he is catching that 24 of Odo. Odo has new competition in his mirror. Brandon Odo trying to hang on for his first win of the season, but he is going to have competition from behind. Right now, Odo is, like you said, sporting that left rear damage, and it's all up in his wheel well. His wheel well cannot be very stable right now, and that's an area on these late models that you need to have very stable, because if you do not, the car will get tight. And I think we're seeing that on Odo as Myers continues to pull him in. Myers may have a second shot at this one.
57 was my pick for it. He's getting the job done right now, closing in lap by lap. The question is, you got to pick up the pace at some point if you want to catch him by the end of it. Again, cautions and lack of green-white checkers can play a factor into the end of this one, as everybody going to be really racing hard now, down this time by 20 laps to go. The KR Construction 150 from the Irwindale Speedway. Otto, P1, Myers, Cable, Wright, and O'Neill. The top 5 as they sit right now. Single file back to Justin Fuller, who has a fast machine but just too much damage to really use any of it. He's battling, or rather trying to hold on to off the 19 of Mike Vandish, who's battling there with Eric Hag as well. This all going on for 9th on back. The 71 of Nicholas Rasmussen made a look on Michael Sweeney for 7th. Nothing comes of that. And the question is, can that 57 catch Otto? He was able to put another 10th on him the last time by, so 24 car maybe starting to scoot away with this one just a bit.
Brandon Odo does not want to see a caution right now. He has a superior car. Actually, Myers closed in a little bit that lap. But I think Odo is in very good control of this race. And we saw someone like Justin Brooks, who was just flying this race. He couldn't even get by him on the inside, so it's going to be very tough for Myers. Catching him one thing's passing is another. And right now, he's not doing either. His things are very common on the racetrack. Everyone's just trying to catch the person in front of them for position. And we have talked about the 116 allowed tonight, and the 116 of Dale O'Neill has found his way up to 5th with caution. Caution on the racetrack. Looks as though the number 16 has gone around. We will find out what happened with that one, as he was in a 3-wide situation. As the replay goes up, he's in a 3-wide situation. He had to check up, and the 19 came high, and the 32 came low, and he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. The 16 goes around, giving some caution. There's going to be just about 15 to go. Evan and these are about to heat up.
This race has just taken a turn for the worse, maybe for some of these guys, because they may not be finishing where they would like to right now. The 116 made a move, as you said, to the inside of Hag, got checked up, and there just wasn't enough room for the 19 and the 32 to split them. Good job by Borges to be able to hang on, not get turned around and take out that machine that he was side-by-side with out as well. But we do go under caution flag conditions. Brandon Otto and Cody Myers will be on the front row. We can anticipate that 24 to take the high side. That could give an opportunity to Matt Wright to follow him through, but it all comes down to what Cody Myers can do. PD, we saw that we've had guys leaning on each other early in the race. If you're the 57, and, you know, it's excusable at this racetrack, we'll say. Other tracks, you drive down to the apron and get into somebody, they're going to call you an idiot. You got to do it at this track. That's a line. If you're the 57, you drive it down there, try to clear them, and if not, you guys end up in the wall. Is it going to come down to that, do you think?
You know, the guy who's been all nights in 5th, Dale O'Neill, has made his way through this field, and I like where Dale O'Neill's sitting right now, believe it or not. I know it's hard pass here, but sitting in 5th, don't count him out of it. I think Dale O'Neill can make magic happen. He has a very fast car, as we know. Sitting 5th, I say Dale O'Neill has a chance, although your pick's looking good right now. 57 to Cody Myers. Sitting in 2nd, and Odo seems to have some damage from that contact with Brooks. Maybe Myers could have a Brooke-esque restart and clear the 24, but who knows? Anything could happen late in this race.
Trouble for Justin Fuller. Again, PD, we talked about that. That machine had gotten beat up. He made his way back to the field, took a gamble for tires. It did not work. He got caught up in an incident. He does not have a right front shock in that machine, so that machine is struggling, to say the least, to turn through the corner. He's back in 9th position. I mean, if you're talking championship standings, we haven't really run through those at all tonight. Lights are still on the pace car. Going to give a quick moment to talk about the top 5. It is Justin Brooks who has it right now with 2 wins and has not had a finish outside the top 3, or rather top 5 so far this season. Going to have that tonight as he's back in 18th position so far. But 22 back is Fuller. Fuller can stand to pick some up tonight here, even though he's sitting back in 9th. It doesn't really matter. Again, the chase going to be coming up. The key is staying in the top 12. That's what a lot of these mid-pack cars are going to be battling for, because every position could count coming down to the end of this. It's going to be an 11 lap to go restart. We're going to see how this one works. 24.57 front row, as they have been almost the whole second half of this race. Myers on the bottom, can't get it. 24 of Brandon Otto is off and away. The 7 will get a nose as the 05 make it 3 wide.
7 did not go at all. He's going to go up the racetrack. 7 has to go up due to that, and they are now 3 wide battling for second. They actually thought about but did not do so. Matt Wright is going to battle with Cody Myers for second. Who will have the shot to get to Otto? That's about to be decided here. And the 7 is hanging very tough on the outside to the dominant car of Cody Myers. Myers has to want a shot at Brandon Odoa. He's running out of time. He has to get by him quick. His right is into the wall. We have just 10 laps to go. It's go time. Myers has to get going.
They can't afford to let that 24 get any further away, and still not quite clear. Is going to open up the gap to nearly half a second. They continue to battle. And again, this second spot battle is pretty much going to give the win to Brandon Otto, unless he has some sort of self-inflicted trouble.
They'll save it back there. I can't believe they saved it. The 19 almost got
199, not done yet.
My.
3 wide still hanging on. 16, wow. Still going forward.
There were big problems in the back. They all hung on to it, and they were involving second point Justin Fuller. And the replay goes up on that one. Very wild racing back there. But meanwhile, they are still battling for second. At this point, they're going to have a caution. Odo is just checked out on him. Just battling, slowed them down so much for 7 tenths behind. His right just wants to find a way around. Same with Myers, and neither will give up. And we're coming to 6 to go this time by. It's almost over at this point.
They need a caution right now, or if a caution flies after this, this race will end under yellow, and as long as it's not charged to the 24 car, Brandon Otto is going to be able to start from 11th position and take home the checkered flag in tonight's race. Matt Wright still second up high. Cody Myers just cannot get around him. Down on that bottom lane, we're now starting to bounce off each other with the 05 and the 41. Trouble back in the back for the 69 machine. They're able to hang on to it for the most part. Michael Sweeney going backwards. He'll lose a couple spots. He's back to Fuller in the 51, who now sits in 14th position. The 05 starting to get impatient. Chris Cable wants a spot, and there goes the 116 of Dale O'Neill all the way down to the bottom trying to capitalize.
Oh, this is not going to be good. He comes up, and he's already... Oh, my, he's done it all night. Why did I even question him? But they're still racing for second with just 4 laps to go. Odo's gone. He has a second lead. That position is over. He just does not need a wreck at this point. He is good. But right now, 57 and 7 race hard, and Justin Fuller is not happy at all. He said he's adding the 199 to his not-so-friendly list. But this battle for second is as hot as it's been all night. They've been side by side since the restart, with just 3 laps to go.
Yeah, Fuller's been quite banged up here so far tonight. He's really been used up, and he could argue that the 33 of Brooks was using him up earlier, so not going to help to that at all. We're finally clear for second. Give it to Matt Wright, who started back 24th position, dead last in this field. Is second right now. We're nearly wrecking for third. The 50-70-05-41 gives a shot to Chris Cable. That is Chalmers Parker to the bottom, 3 wide, 4P405 trying to hang on. Parker trying to be the big winner in that one, but the white flag is in the air. Brandon Otto down the back straightaway for the final time. Still battling third on back, our double file, but race 4 in the KR Construction 150. Coming out of the corner, checkered flag in the air, the 24 of Brandon Otto. A last second dash, 3-4 wide. Dale O'Neill trying to make something happen. We're wrecking after the stripe. What a finish for third on back. We're still wrecking in 1 and 2, but the checker's going to go to the 24 car.
Battle for 5th was tight between Cable and O'Neill, and Cable barely got it. 41 showing displeasure with a 7 after the race, and there's some hurt feelings. But top 3, Odo, Wright, and Myers, we will talk to all of them momentarily.
I mean, with the short track racing, is the bent sheet metal at the end of the night and a couple of bent feelings, and no exception tonight as they were really using each other up. The 24 machine burns it down on the front straightaway. Your winner tonight is Brandon Otto. We're going to step away for a final commercial break of the evening. We'll come back. We will talk to our top 3 finishers and get you set for the next race that's going to be coming up in 2 weeks' time, the Hanson 150 at the Oxford Plains Speedway. You're watching Season 4 of the Upstate Racing League, the Lake City RC Speedway Pro Late Model Series on LSRTV. Post-race show coming up. Stay tuned. Back live tonight at the Irwindale Speedway for Season 4 of the Upstate Racing League, live on LSRTV, the Lake City RC Speedway Pro Late Model Series, a fixed series that runs every Thursday night, and another exciting one here tonight as we were about 3-4 wide for third on back, coming down to that checkered flag, and we've had the opportunity to catch up with tonight's third place finisher, driver of the number 57 machine, that is Cody Myers. Cody, you started on pole position, and Petey asked me about midway through the race there who our picks were going to be. I went with you. You almost were able to get the job done. Looks like Brandon was just able to hold you off there on about that second to last green flag run. You come home in third. Walk us through your race.
Yeah, at the beginning I was just trying to ride, just save tires and do what the leaders were doing. At the end, I was trying to save a little bit for the 24. I was hoping to get clear of, I'm not sure who it was, a 7 above me. I was trying to get clear of him and maybe get a nice run, but I had to go in defensive mode and just hold on to third place.
You're able to come home with a third place result tonight, obviously a solid finish. We saw quite a few different strategies on pit road. What did you guys go with to be able to get you back up to a podium spot?
We took a splash of fuel and just right side tires.
Well, it was a solid job. What was the racing like out there? Because, again, we saw the arguably maybe the preferred lane up against the wall. We saw a lot of guys side by side, and also that apron nearly down in the grass, especially in 3 and 4, was made things quite interesting, to say the least, coming off the corner. What was your go-to strategy on that?
Pretty much, I didn't want to be by the wall. People dive bomb underneath me. So I kind of rode a middle groove and just try to get the car pointed straight and get on the gas early.
All right, Cody. Well, it was a solid finish for you. Again, they started on the top spot, was able to come home third. Going to be a good point set. Obviously, everybody's shooting to try to be able to make that chase cutoff here rolling forward in the season. Before we let you get back down to pit road, sponsors and shout outs, whoever you want to thank.
I want to thank CR Construction, who sponsored this, Lake City RC Speedway, and just Al for putting this thing on. It's fun.
All right, Cody. Well, thanks for taking a moment to talk to us. A good run through there. 57 machine made my pick proud, coming home with a third place finish. But once again, congrats. Good luck rolling forward here. You guys got Oxford coming up in 2 weeks.
All right, thank you.
That is our third place finisher tonight, Cody Myers. PD, you're down on pit road now. You've caught up with our second place finisher, driver of, well, the guy that he was battling with for the majority of those late stages, that 7 machine of Matt Wright.
Well, Matt, you started in P24 tonight, drove your way up to second. Great job tonight. How did you find your way through that field? Matt, all I'm getting is, not getting anything from you, bud. I asked for some air. Got a copy, Matt? It appears that Matt has had connection issues. So instead of talking to Matt, we will attempt to talk to our fourth place finisher, right? Chalmers Parker, we're going to bring him down here in the booth. And, Chalmers, do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Chalmers, you were able to plot a fourth place finish tonight. You did an excellent job making your way through that field. Take us through your race and how you managed to get fourth tonight.
Mainly just survival, just saving the tires and just trying to be there at the end. And last 2 laps, I made a couple moves, moved a couple people out of the way just to get up there.
So, Matt, how were you able to make some wild moves on them last 2 laps and get your way up to fourth? And we saw some very exciting moves by you at the very end.
I just watched everybody and just see where they were slipping at, just to figure out where I needed to get them. And about screwed myself coming off the floor and come to the checker and put it to the floor and held on to it to the best I could.
Well, Matt, you did an excellent job driving tonight, but before I let you go back to the party in the pits, who are your sponsors and who make it happen for you in the 41 crew?
Well, I got to thank everybody at Chandler Parker Driving School, Greg Netherwood, everybody at Can-Am Racing. I raced over there for a good many seasons, won 2 late model championships and truck championship, and they've just been some great guys to me. Just decided to try something different here, and just got to thank Al Smith for putting on this great league. It's very fun, very competitive. K&R Construction for sponsoring the race, and just all the other sponsors that help out.
All right, well, that was your fourth place finisher, almost tonight. And meanwhile, down in Victory Lane, the champagne is flying, and so is the driver of the 24 who's able to win tonight. Evan Pasoko is caught up on pit road with the number 24 of Brandon Otto.
It is a Victory Lane celebration for Brandon Otto. Checkered flag tonight after starting from P11. You're able to put the Chevrolet Corvette in Victory Lane there. Brandon, how'd you get the job done getting through the field? I know you were able to hold those guys off there, and it wasn't easy for nearly that whole second half of the race. The outside lane seemed to be your place of choice. So how'd you able to get through from row 6 and be able to take home the checkers?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I never thought that we had the car to win tonight. I mean, we've been practicing all week long, just trying to get the right line, getting the right rhythm, and we thought we were close to something, but, we weren't real strong about it. Qualifying back in the field, P11 like that, we weren't real sure what we were able to do, but we ended up having a great pit stop halfway through that race, led us up to second place. Then we made a great pass on Justin Fuller. And from there, I mean, we were just checked out. I didn't think that we could hold them off, but I mean, I guess our setup worked tonight.
Got a pretty nice shot of you on screen doing that burnout there to celebrate. Your machine a little bit beat up on the right side of that one. We saw a lot of guys, rubbing each other the wrong way, and in the end, I think it may have cost them because they were too busy worried about trying to hold each other back. And that, do you think that maybe part that attributed to you being able to take home the checkered flag was maybe just staying out of trouble a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this race was definitely all about survival. Guys were, banging fenders. Tough guys like Justin Fuller. I mean, I thought that he was going to win this race, being up front all night, just contending there. And he ended up not having a great night, and I feel bad for him. But yeah, I definitely think that's a contributing factor. Especially people were wearing their tires out, not only their cars, just their tires. They weren't easing in and out of the throttle as much as I think that they should have been. I think that played a major role in it, definitely.
Well, you're able to get the job done. This evidently going to help you in the championship standings. Everybody's goal is to make it through race 11 and then be able to fight for that championship. What kind of momentum does a win here, still relatively early on in the season, give you and the team rolling forward? I know entering tonight, you only had 2 starts. And everybody else, I mean, you were ahead of guys in points that had made 3. So it's top 5s all year so far for you guys, and you're able to get that checkered flag tonight.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it definitely helps with the momentum leading into next week. I mean, a win in this series is never easy when you got guys like Justin Brooks, Justin Fuller, Matt Wright, Cody Myers. I mean, these guys are running up top all night, and really making making me worry a little bit. I didn't think I had the car to win this race, and I mean, it definitely helps with the momentum leading into the championship, thinking I actually do have a shot this year, and we're looking to take advantage of this season.
Well, you're able to get the job done tonight, and at a very abrasive and very tough racetrack and a tough race to get through, the way everybody was driving against each other. It's a checkered flag for you tonight, Brandon. Before we let you go, sponsors and shout-outs, everybody who made it happen for you.
Oh, absolutely. I got a little bit of a list here. First of all, I got to thank my teammates over at Team iRacing Memes. We got Anthony Bunch in the 10 and Eric Tupper, who couldn't make it tonight, usually in the 89 car. I got to thank them for all their help. I got to thank DL Performance for the car tonight, Wes Daniel, Andrew Lauer, and Austin Russell over there. I also got to thank Corvette and Hyper Racing. I'd also like to thank Kenny Hana, who's watching tonight, Chris Worth, and also Cole McDonald, who's watching. And I'd also like to thank KR Construction for sponsoring the race tonight. I really appreciate them showing out the money for this race tonight. I also got to thank Al Smith and the Upstate guys. They put on a great show every week for us, and I can't be happier to be part of it. And I also want to thank you guys up in the booth here, LSRTV, for you guys' great broadcast. Keep it up, guys. It's a lot of fun.
We appreciate the kind words, and Brandon, thanks for taking a moment to talk to us. It's a checkered flag for you. Good luck rolling forward in the season, and we'll definitely be keeping an eye on you and that 24 team when it comes down to that championship hunt.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
That is tonight's checkered flag winner. The win tonight goes to Brandon Odo. He is able to finish on the top spot. Real quick, the full field rundown presented by tonight's title sponsor, KR Construction. Brandon Odo was able to take home the checkered flag. Matt Wright, Cody Myers were the top 3. Chalmers Parker was 4th. Spoke to him as well. Chris Cable, 5th place. Dale O'Neill, 6th. 7th to Nicholas Rasmussen. Ryan Borges in 8th. 9th to Charlie Ryan. And Eric Hagg would round out the top 10. 11th to Mike Vandish, Al Smith Jr. in 12th. 13th position to Zach Rengenbaum, Michael Sweeney, 14th. 15th, Justin Fuller, last car on the lead lap. 3 laps down, Zachary Mason, and almost all of these guys from here on out behind the wall when it was all said and done. Richard Haskins, 17th. 18th to Justin Brooks. 19th, Brian Wilson. Kevin Baker, 20th. 21st, Joshua Cotton. Anthony Bunch, 22nd. Brian Rogers Jr., 23rd. And Dan Dubuque would round out the 24-car field, back finishing over 100 laps down. And PD, once again, another short track Thursday night race is in the books, and an exciting one once again, which we've come to expect. Really wasn't expecting that aggressive of racing, but they made it work for the majority of it, and they put on quite a show. The hard charger tonight goes to our second place finisher, also Matt Wright, for starting in 24th position and coming home with that second place result. But Pete, before we step away, your thoughts on what was another wild night tonight, this time at the Irwindale Speedway?
I thought we saw some great racing tonight. We saw the usual contenders get up there, but tonight it was Brandon Odo who stole the show, and I expect to see the same next week. The points battle is getting tighter, and there's already a few guys, I already clinched in the chase by wins, I believe. Justin Brooks won the first 2 races. Fuller still looking to get his first win. Should be exciting move. Right now, we are getting ready for in 2 weeks' time, we will be back from the Oxford's Plains Speedway, the little oval up in Maine. Should be exciting. That's one of the shortest tracks we will visit on the series.
Yeah, you thought tonight was exciting. That one doesn't even have an outside wall for the most of it, so that's going to be an interesting one for sure. But yeah, another exciting race. Can't say much more. These guys put on a show when they wrecked. Sometimes they did it big, but you can't say that they weren't working for it. Again, props still to Dale O'Neill for working that bottom all race long. But tonight it is Brandon Otto. It is his third top five, first checkered flag in 3 starts. We're 4 races in, and he's still ahead of half of the guys that have started all of them. So that 24 team needs to be a strong favor as well. I'll put him up there with Brooks and Fuller for the championship that is still to come. That does it tonight from the Irwindale Speedway. I want to thank everybody that made things possible here at Upstate Racing, the Lake City RC Speedway, Hanson Starter Shop, Perry Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, Philip Thompson Racing, NHR Racing, K&R Construction, and Hag TV. Also, again, congratulations to League ago, so we were off for that. So again, congrats to Al, and again, that does it from Irwindale. Another exciting one in the bag on everybody for here at LSRTV. Executive producer Laura Lawson down and pushing the buttons, getting us on air. PD Zeller for joining me up in the broadcast booth. My name is Evan Pizzoco. Thank you for tuning in once again. You got more Lake City RC Speedway
if it's
Pro
not
Late Model
them,
Series
somebody
action
else
next
could have
race
punched
in
their
2 weeks'
ticket-
time. We'll
their
see you
ticket-
at Oxford.